Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for episode 4 of Juuni Taisen, and I'm very happy that we broke the, I wasn't even complaining about it. I saw a few people did. I think I would have maybe been complaining about it if Monkey had died this episode. Oh yeah, of course, spoilers as always. Don't watch this if you haven't watched the episode. Of course, watch the episode first. But yeah, I feel like if Monkey had died after seeing her flashback here, that would have been probably the straw to get me to start complaining, because it's fine. They did it once or twice at the beginning of the series, but to keep telegraphing deaths with, like, flashback means they're dying this episode, that would be a little bit too much if they kept doing that. So I am glad Monkey survived. Still don't have the best hopes for her surviving the series, because she is too nice, and the too nice kind of characters usually end up dying in survival games. But either way, let's discuss some of the stuff that happened. So we get Monkey's backstory a bit with her learning transmutation, which I guess maybe that's just her power in general. Transmutation from these elder talking monkeys. She wants to eliminate the folly of killing, and I was just thinking from the beginning, please no death. Monkey is probably my favorite, please no death. The opening hit, and the opening has grown on me a lot. I really enjoy it. I think it's super catchy. Rat gives a great speech about Rooster, saying pretty much, Rooster probably died, and if she did die, it's your fault. She was a devious killer here on a mission as a soldier to kill all of us, and she was prepared for that. She was prepared to kill all of us, but your purity, your kindness threw her off guard, and she didn't think she could kill you because you were too pure and everything. And so you shook her. She wasn't in that state of mind anymore to be able to do that, to be able to fulfill her mission and to kill others and to survive. So if she does die, it's because you threw her off. So I did think that was a really good speech there, and Rat says that he hates peace because he goes to a high school full of people when he's not on the battlefield that don't understand it, that they've lived their entire life in peace. They haven't fought like him, so they don't understand what it's like, which is an immature way to look at it, and Monkey brings that up to herself too, saying, in the end it is just immaturity that he's speaking from, but that would be dismissive to just say that to him. So she instead sort of relates it to what she knows, and says, that we find out she's ended over 500 wars, but we tie it in with the backstory first, with her ending this war, but it backfires, and we see Boris there too. And that leads into her giving, again, a great speech about her having seen the worst of the world, and that's why she still tries, despite Rat saying, barely anybody knows about the Juuni Taisen, and if they did, wouldn't they want all 12 of these crazy warriors to die? So he was saying, isn't it better that people like us die, or people outside don't understand that there's a disconnect between you wanting to save everybody and you trying to do it without killing, because wouldn't you possibly have the ability to save more people by killing than by negotiating? Because of how often it backfires, because humanity is flawed and all that. But it's cool because there's that really easy to buy into philosophy that Rat's going with, pointing out that, yeah, it's flawed. No matter what you do, there are still going to be people dying. You can't save everybody, so why even try? And on the other hand, Monkey speaking from experience, having seen all of that it's because she's failed so many times that she has to keep trying. Which again makes her character even greater, which is adding more into a foreseeable death, because, characters can't be this good and survive. So then we have Monkey thinking a bit, and she thinks that the game is sketchy because she sort of figures it out for herself. She's like, Rabbit can bring people back to life, essentially. He's a necromantist. But she thinks about all these people, all the strength. If they wanted to, they could get pretty much anything they wanted. What wish could somebody grant them? They're so powerful, they have so much influence. What could they stand to gain from winning this? So she starts to wonder a bit about the game altogether. Zombie birds show up, which is really cool. I actually wasn't expecting that use of Rabbit's power. So some zombie birds show up, chase him outside. We have a fight break out between Snake and monkey, which was really, really cool. And at the very beginning, it kind of jump scared me there. And then we set up for a battle for snake and rabbit versus monkey and rat. And again, Rat says this thing, and he covers later on saying, oh, I mean, you're always like this, as in you never stop being like this. But at first he was like, oh, you're always like this, as if he knew her before, and that ties in with everybody else thinking that he looks familiar, like somebody they've met before. Again, not sure if that's part of his ability, or if he's a sketchy guy behind the Juuni Taisen in some way. But Rat, just again, he has that hidden importance that's getting hinted at and revealed more through the show, most likely. So yeah, thought it was a really cool episode. Nothing really bad. I'm glad there was no telegraphed deaths like the past few. Even though the past few weren't that bad, and I still think they told their story well, I'm glad we didn't do that once again with Monkey. But yeah, I thought it was great. No problems at all. The story work was really well done, building up all the characters and building up the sketchiness of the game a little bit as well, pointing out how, yeah, I hadn't even realized that, pointing out how they're so powerful, who could be granting them wishes and like things they couldn't just take themselves. One thing I did notice though, did it seem like to anybody else the animation was a little less good this episode than it has been the past few? Because the animation seemed a little bit down, especially in those flashback scenes. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just seemed like the animation was a little bit down. Either way though, going to give it very close to a 9, but not quite there. I'm going to give it 8.75. I thought it deserved more than the 8.5, but I don't want to quite give it a 9, I guess. I don't think it was quite as good as some of the first episodes. It was mostly just setup. It was a really big setup episode. It was super important, but it wasn't the most exciting. So 8.75, something out of 10. Zombie birds out of 10. I don't know. So yeah. For my thing that I usually do at the end, I didn't really know how to do this, because usually at the end of the review, I'll go through and say all the characters that I think are from most to least likely to survive, and I think they're basically the same, because we barely saw any of them really. And I'll go through them again, just here normally. Rat I still think is most likely to survive, because I think there's some background stuff going on with them. Ox in second place. We could have some sort of flashback that justifies what he's doing. Horse, because Horse seems like a genuinely good guy that could maybe potentially survive if he teams up with other good guys like possibly Rat and Monkey. Dragon, because I think there's some hidden stuff that's set up with his brother being dead, so I think that Dragon's fourth most likely to survive, because he could end up being sort of the bad guy who helps out the good guys in order to win kind of character. Tiger could go either way in fifth place. Then I'm actually going to give the next one a tie. The 2 episodes ago I said Monkey was more likely to survive than Rabbit. Then last episode I said Rabbit more than Monkey. I'm going to say they're about equal now. Rabbit could either live on and survive the game helping the good guys despite being all psychotic, or Monkey could end up surviving, but it's a very slim chance for both, I think. And then at the very bottom is sheep/goat, whatever he is. I thought that the other zodiac position was goat, but the title's called Wolf in Sheep's Clothing next week, so maybe he's sheep. I don't know. Goat/sheep, though, I feel like is a definite death. If we do get his backstory, I think they're going to do that telegraph death again. If we get his backstory next episode, I think that he's going to die. I think he's the only lock for either survival or death right now. I think he is a locked for death. I don't see him surviving this. Maybe I won't say locked. Maybe there's just this tiny, tiny sliver of potential, but I highly, highly doubt it. So, yeah, I guess that's where I'm left with this. Most to least likely to survive, running through real quick. Rat, then Ox, then Horse, then Dragon, then Tiger, then Rabbit and Monkey, then Sheep/goat. So yeah, that's it. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's episode, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Juuni Taisen, as well as other things I'm reviewing, like Children of the Whales, Mahotsukai no Yome, and a few others. Shoujo Shimatsu Ryoko. I think that's about it. as well as things that I continuously review, like One Piece, Tower of God, Boku no Hero Academia, etc. So yeah, check out the channel sub if you want. If you want to as well, you can follow on Twitter. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel or talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server to discuss stuff there with the rest of us, just ask and I'll give you one. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.